Hello everybody. Well, we're back again to talk about your YouTube channel. My channel is called You and Your YouTube channel. What I'd like to talk about is people's YouTube channels that they have created. What makes them successful? How can I start one? What kind of subject matter do I need to look at? Because there's just millions of ideas out there that you can work from. Um, your own hobby. What do you do? Do you have something? Are you a wood carver? Uh, are you a drawer? Do you like to draw? Um, you just need a camera. It can be a webcam, can be a GoPro, or it can be any kind of camera you can set up on a tripod if you need it there. Or if you have somebody that will follow you around doing something. Maybe you're into exercising or jogging, just unlimited cooking, sewing. I watched all of them, and there's you can do it, and yours may be better than the next guy because of one thing: your personality. I have come to a conclusion. I may be dead wrong, but the personality of the person who's doing it makes all the difference in the world. Um, how well they talk. Don't use me as a guideline because I'm the farthest from it. But how well you talk, how well you explain what you're doing. That's a very important thing too. Most of the YouTube videos that I have found out there are telling a story about something, and I'm a history buff. I like that kind of stuff. I don't like to read, so when I can see somebody else has gone up and said, "Hey, this is how this is done, and this is what happened in this TV series or with this equipment or something," that's what I like to do. Well, this here channel I'm going to recommend to you today is called the Rerun or Rerun Zone. And what that fella has done is he narrates old TV shows, cartoons. He's done his history work about these shows, some of the history behind them, and which is very, very important. He's very knowledgeable of that person. Um, and he talks about the different programs. I've seen some on the monkeys, old cartoons, um, Disney, Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, all these stuff. And he tells you stuff that you normally wouldn't know. You can't watch this on TV because it's too expensive for them to produce it. Now, if you go to the History Channel, you will find that they will produce shows of the same thing. But he talks about the Twilight Zone. It gets literally hundreds of shows. He's been around about a year. Looks like he's got about 60, 75 different channels, and he has, I think, 41,000 subscribers, and I may be wrong on that, but I'm not going to stop and look it up right now. But it's the way he talks about him. He has that voice that is very comforting. I watched several stuff on the Munsters, and his voice is very soothing, not like mine, and you'd be surprised how well it works at him. I always wanted in school that when a teacher read a book, I was just fascinated because my one teacher I had, she was so gifted at the way she would read it. It made you feel like you was right there. And then I have somebody like me read a book and you just want to poke your eardrums out because it sounds like crap. But you have that person, and there's a couple other people we'll be talking about down the line that are great storytellers, and this gentleman is a very, very good storyteller. And if you can't find nothing on TV and there's nothing on the radio and you want to listen to something, go to the Rerun Zone. It is there will be a link down below, but it's if you're my age, even if you're 20 years old, you need to go there because you learn from the past. If you're a film producer, if you're going to make movies or do things, or maybe you're going to think about making a video game, you can watch what has happened in the past and create it for today. And you can learn from it. I was watching a deal about Ghostbusters. Now the first one and second one, okay, I can't say anything about the others. I'm sorry if you're gonna be politically correct and make one. No, I'm sorry, that it just doesn't work. You can destroy the content of the movie, and it's not against all females. It's just the fact that we remember that first one. Now, a younger generation that sees the Ghostbusters that had all women in it, that might be the one they relate to, but I'm old, and the one I relate to is the first two of them. And they were great. I mean, they were interesting. Who had thought you could go up and make a movie about ghost, and you have this doughboy walking down the street, big New York City, and attract. But I was watching a fellow the other day, and he started doing stop animation, and he went back and hunted up old characters, and he's made his own concepts of them, and he's doing stop animation. I did a stop animation one time that lasted 1 minute, and it took 10 hours of video shooting, starting and stopping, and I was just doing a small figure. But I thought it was neat. It was something I wanted to try. Well, this guy here does it. He must love old TV, old video show, and he may work for a company. I don't know if it is a company or not, but you got to have that voice either. And I've come to a realistic in all these YouTubes. If you want to be very attractive, you want to collect a lot of viewers, you want to have a lot of people, when your channel dumps a video, people want to come to it right off bat. Two things you got to have, and I'm sorry, this is a fact. One, well, maybe three. One, you got to have good content. What are you doing to interest people? Two, you got to have some sex. I'm sorry, you're going to have a sexy girl in the video, or a sexy voice girl, to attract people, or a subject matter that attracts people. Like this young man, he has a nice clear voice. He's easy to listen to. If he was a big-breasted girl, he would have 5 times as many viewers as he does. I really do believe that, how should I say this, sex sells, and that's what they're selling. It's just like TikTok. People on TikTok can make a living if they jump up and down and bounce around, and they don't have to go nude, but they just have to have their tits bouncing up and down, and that's what they do. Well, you don't have to quite do that on YouTube, but if you have a pretty girl in the scenes, it doesn't hurt. Or if you have a nice clear voice and you can tell you something and be clear, not stutter and stutter like me, or not be able to pronounce all words. I'm not a good example of that. But if you're out there and you got a subject that you want to do, think about it. Like I say, the young man people are putting in my railroad ties out there. I told him I was going to put him on YouTube, and I've already put him on Facebook. And he said he had thought about getting him a GoPro and setting up and do a stop time lapse on installing a wall. And I said, you can do it, edit it, put it out there, and people will watch it. Because I found one guy that all he does is he talks about through his walls and being installed. And that's what I'm going to do, the one I put on here. But look this guy up. It's called the Rerun Zone. Look them up. Watch them. Remember your old history. If you're an old fart like me, it brings back memories and stuff you never knew about. I was at a time when there was no VCRs. You couldn't rerun it to see what they said. If it was on once, it didn't come out in reruns in 4 or 5 months. It might be years, where some of them was never in reruns. They would play a series for 32 weeks. That's when people on TV worked. They did 32 weeks of a TV series, where now, hell, they're lucky if they get 12. And then they brag about how hard they had to work. Horseshit, they didn't work. 32 weeks, and then it would drop down to 28 weeks, and then it dropped down to 20. And right now, I think on average, you'll get about maybe 12 episodes on anything. Well, you watch all these old things that went on in the past, that's a lot of fun to watch. Anyway, we will talk to you again. Have a great day. Hope you're not freezing where you're at. It's just a little damp, rainy day here. Not real, well, it's drizzling. That's all. We haven't had rain in 6 months. They're already talking about a drought here. So anyway, Rerun Zone. Look them up. Enjoy. Remember something, or watch something that you missed. If you're 20 years old, you missed all this stuff. And it was a lot better TV. At least I think it is. I haven't found anything on TV that really interests me. But this young man has found a niche. And if you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, just remember that he started with nothing and worked up to this. He has talent that I don't have. I never will. So we will talk to you later. Bye. God bless y'all.